Hello there. Tonight's brush is my V-Long horsehair. This is basically the same brush you get in the Cremo name brand at like Target and Walmart. It's a V-Long. I forget the designation, but good little 20 millimeter, I think, horsehair knot. We're going to set that in some water, let it soak a bit. The razor we're going to use tonight is a short comb new. It has the common bar handle. This has no plating left on it. It's a solid brass razor. You can see the cap. The brass is a bit different. This is like the red brass, and this is the, for lack of a better term, the yellow brass. It's a good little razor. The news are fantastic little open combs. The short comb and the long comb, I have both, and I really don't see a huge amount of difference, but I do think that the short comb is just slightly more aggressive. And for the blade tonight, we're going to be using Bolzano Super Enox. Fantastic blade. The blade that I've got in there has got a shave or two on it. I don't keep track of how many shaves are on a DE blade anymore. I don't use them very often, but when I do, I have enough technique that if the blade is not quite up to par, I can get a good shave out of it anyway. And if it's bad enough that I don't like it at all, then I don't have a problem spending 30 seconds to switch it out for a new blade. So I just shave till the blade starts giving me an issue, and I get rid of it and switch to a new one. And I don't count shaves anymore. Doesn't make any difference to me. The soap tonight we're going to use, let me turn on some warm water. It's Captain's Choice North. This is a wonderful, hold on a minute. What I like to do with these, which I would call this a soft soap, kind of like an Italian soft soap. If you look, I just put, I don't know if the camera will catch it, but I just put a little bit of water, warm water on top of that and dumped it out. You don't even really need to do that. These soft soaps, if you got a wet brush, are good. But I do that, and that's it. And then, of course, load the brushes. Got a fantastic pine resin, pine needle kind of scent. Just absolutely lovely. It has a matching aftershave that's a bit different. It's still a pine scent, but it's not quite as resiny or resinous smelling, I think. But just a wonderful pine tree scent. North Canada and higher up north in the United States, where most of the pine and spruce and fir come from, particularly spruce trees. That's where Martin got, and probably still gets, a lot of their spruce for the tops on their guitars, and of course Taylor and the rest of them. Canada, Alaska, up that way. I can't think of a more fitting scent to encapsulate the northern part of the country, the northern part of this continent. Wonderful stuff. I'm gonna wet my face. I've got 2 or 3 days growth, or probably more like 3 or 4. It smells wonderful. I grew up in Georgia and Alabama in my younger days, before I hit about 12. I lived in Georgia And the pine trees in Georgia, and believe it or not, in Alabama, but in Georgia, Alabama's got a lot of them. Bridgeport, where I grew up, is full of nice, huge, tall pines. But in Georgia, I mean, the tallest of Georgia pine, I can promise you, if you've never seen a Georgia pine, you will not believe the heights that they reach. And they're just a wonderful tree, a fantastic tree. Their scent, the smell of them, is just lovely to me. And I love this soap. Look at that lather. Dude, what can you say about that? I saw a guy on one of the shaving Facebook pages. They were talking about people on YouTube that shave, and one guy, oh yeah, if he cleans the line on his neck of lather, I don't want anything to do with what he thinks. Dude, what's that got to do with how much skill the guy has in shaving? What? Because he actually shaved without straightening it out? I could do that. Whoopie-doo-dah. Some of the things people come up with that they think make a difference. I didn't say anything. I wanted to, because it's like, dude, could you explain to me why that matters, or where you're getting the idea that means the guy don't know what he's talking about because he cleaned up around his neck or around the collar of his shirt before he started shaving? And it's like, I forget what. Here's another. One that people are always saying, and I know the one where, if he doesn't have any whiskers, well, whatever. Some people shave every day. Whoopie-doo-dah. Doesn't mean he doesn't have any skill with a razor. But there was another one, and I can't remember what it was, but it's like, dude, how in the world can that have anything to do with whether the person knows anything about using a razor? This community is full of fantastic guys, and if you've not been paying attention, some fantastic gals too. Okay? But some of the ideas that just some of the people in the community have kind of blow my mind. Who knows? But yeah, whatever. Lovely, lovely shave. Really smooth blade, really smooth razor. That's an absolutely fantastic smooth shaver. There's a trend now toward the modern razors, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's a trend toward the modern, like the expensive, or what people would consider expensive. In my opinion, but expensive stainless steel razors. In my opinion, if the razor's built well, this day and age, a couple $100 for a stainless steel razor. In my opinion, it's not really expensive if you have the money. It's worth the buy. But so I'm not knocking any of that, but these old Gillette safety razors are incredibly good razors. And they stood the test of time. Now you might say to me, well, this razor, it's got no plating on it. Yeah, no it don't. But in my opinion, the patina on that brass is a thing of beauty. You know, you could shine this up if you wanted to, and it would shine up beautifully. But unless you polished it every day or maybe coated it with some kind of clear coat, it wouldn't stay. It would tend to tarnish like that, and to me, I love that about that. The fact that it has no plating in it. It's just solid brass. You know, that. Oh, good Lord, BBS. that aging and tarnishing, and it gives it a huge boatload of character. And the thing of it is that razor, the base metal of that is brass, like all the old Gillettes, or most of them. Some of the Techs, I think, went to aluminum in later years, stuff like that, which that's not bad either. There's nothing wrong with that either. But they were made, I'm going to use the matching aftershave. Out of quality. Man, that smells good. Materials. That's good. That are meant to last a very long time, a lifetime. This razor was given to me, and I had to rethread the thread in it, so that the handle would screw on it and tight and stuff like that. But that was not a big deal. It was either given to me or I found it for a little bit of nothing. But you can get one for like $5, $8, dude. If you find the right one, and some of them will have the plating still on them, some of them won't, but that's in my opinion, a really beautiful patina. Just lovely. So, alright, that's been the shave. Bless you. Thank you for coming along. I'll talk to you later.